This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. For the next several weeks, the January 6th attack will be at the forefront of our minds because there is a redo that's being planned in September. September 18th, a group is going to amass on the mall in Washington, D.C., and protest the political imprisonment of their cohort, of their comrades, who stormed in a violent attempted overthrow of the United States government, the U.S. Capitol. CNN has done some reporting. The headline here, renewed fears of political violence grip Capitol Hill ahead of right-wing rally. A lot of people are saying, well, you know, most of the rallies are peaceful when they happen. Well, the last one, the one most recent in our memory, was not peaceful. And I think there needs to be a large military police presence in D.C. to counter any machinations of a redo, especially because they are protesting the investigation, the arrest, the likely conviction of most of the people who were involved the first time. They're coming to the aid and assistance of their cohort. We need to be on guard. Reading from this article, law enforcement in Washington are steeling themselves against possible unrest at a rally planned for September 18th, referred to as Justice for J6, that aims to support the insurrectionists charged in the riot. The event, organized by a former Trump campaign staffer, has sparked security concerns on Capitol Hill, and some precautionary measures will be in place. However, it's unclear how many protesters plan to attend. The rally also is taking place on a Saturday, and the House will be on recess, meaning that far fewer lawmakers or staff will be around. Now listen, I've talked about this in the past, this particular staffer, and the reason that it is concerning, I know they say it's unclear how many people are going to be involved. That is because they learned from their mistake the first time. They are not chattering on social media as readily. They left all the breadcrumbs, all the investigative data that's going to be gone through to know what took place and how it went down and the timeline. They're now being quiet. They've learned. We still need to be vigilant against this threat. A law enforcement source tells CNN that the Metropolitan Police Department will be fully activated, which includes canceling days off for sworn officers and putting civil disturbance units on standby. The source also said that the department will monitor open sources of information like online chatter and travel bookings to gauge the potential crowds. Another source told CNN there are serious considerations of resurrecting the temporary fencing surrounding the Capitol complex, which was put in place after the riot. U.S. Capitol Police declined to comment on security plans for September 18th. Republicans, however, are pushing back, because of course they are. Pushing back against the idea of fortifying the Capitol with a barrier again, saying it's not the most effective way to protect the grounds, as though we're taking Republicans' advice on how to protect the United States Capitol when they have done nothing but make excuses for the violent insurrectionists in January, calling it a tourist event or a happy family reunion. We don't care what you have to say about security for the Capitol, Republicans. Quote, this fence is not a quick reaction tool. It takes days to assemble and remove, costs taxpayers millions, requires additional United States Capitol Police resources that are already strained, and makes campus access more difficult for staff, said Representative Rodney Davis of Illinois, the top Republican on the House Administration Committee. And then he continues, Democrats should stop playing political games with the Select Committee and start working with us to implement permanent solutions we know are needed to secure the Capitol, Davis added. We don't care what you have to say either, Rodney Davis. Who cares if it costs millions of dollars? How much is human life worth? How much is our very democracy worth, Congressman Davis? According to a memo sent to members of the Capitol Police, the group organizing the rally is known to attract the attention of far-right extremists, and it said that it's not unreasonable to plan for violent altercations. However, the memo notes that past similar demonstrations didn't result in any violence. The memo says that around 300 people have told event organizers they may attend. Social media chatter about the event has been mixed, with some concerning posts catching the eyes of intelligence analysts. Federal law enforcement nationwide has warned that one of the biggest threats remains lone wolf-style attacks. It is unclear if any member of Congress will show up to the event, as some did for the pro-Trump Stop the Steal rally on January 6th. The organizer of the September 18th event has not yet released a speaker lineup. Now listen, even Republicans are smart enough, elected Republicans are smart enough to distance themselves from this. Certainly not idiots like Matt Gaetz or Marjorie Taylor Greene or Lauren Boebert, because their seats are tenuous at best. But people who want to maintain some sort of reputation and career in Congress are going to stay away. But several lawmakers on the far right, including Rep. Louis Gohmert of Texas, Marjorie Taylor Greene of Georgia, Matt Gaetz of Florida, and Paul Gosar, I forgot Paul Gosar of Arizona, white nationalist Paul Gosar, have tried to rally public support for the jailed insurrectionists, referring to them as political prisoners. Two very brief statements. I'm not sure I'll be able to make the rally, but we know there were people that were arrested for January 6th activities, and they have been so badly treated, Gohmert said, so we haven't given up. If given a choice of supporting our democracy, our union, our republic, Louis Gohmert chooses the usurpers, the overthrowers, the coup attempt, the insurrectionists. That's who he supports. My voice is going. He doesn't choose to support the country. He doesn't choose to honor his oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And domestic, the operative word here. It's a scary week, said one former intelligence officer. It's a week from hell for the Department of Homeland Security, for the Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearm, the ATF, and for the FBI, for DOD, and for the intelligence community. People are on edge, and justifiably so. And you should be too. Keep your head on a swivel, because bad things could likely happen. Even in the event that they didn't mean to. That is the intent here. The intent is to instill fear into the American electorate. What's another criminal activity that is intended to sow political fear in a populace with political motivations? It's called terrorism. And that is what this is. That is what January 6th was, and that is what all of these attempts are, to gather at the Capitol to intimidate while supporting those who did it the first time. What do you think, though? I'd love to know. Am I overreacting? I don't believe so. I'd love to know. You can call, leave me a brief voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me daily at dollemore.com. I appreciate all of you. Thanks for engaging with my content. Thanks for following me on social media. If you haven't already, I'd love to connect with you there. And thank you for supporting my work here on the platform. For as little as $2 a month, you can help produce my videos and my podcasts by clicking the join button below this video, becoming a channel member, or going over to patreon.com/IDoubtIt podcast. I love you guys. I'll see you next time. Until I do, be genuine. Take care of one another.